I had no idea that Angel Reese didn't even bother to show up, did not show up to support her teammates. It was that unimportant, but yet took a victory lap that you won a championship?
In the world of sports, nothing speaks louder than action on the court. At our Sport Pulse, we believe that championships are won by those who are willing to sacrifice, to push through grueling contests, and to stand by their teammates when the stakes are highest. Recently, however, a new narrative emerged, one that casts a shadow over the true meaning of competition. The controversy centers around Angel Reese, an athlete who, despite being lauded as a championship hero, failed to appear in crucial moments of her team's playoff run. The controversy began with one simple fact. Angel Reese, a name now splashed across headlines as if she were the cornerstone of her team's success, was nowhere to be seen when it mattered most. As her teammates battled fiercely for a championship, Reese's absence from the arena was glaring. Instead of being present to support her teammates on the hardwood floor, she was reportedly seen at an entirely different event, attending a high school state championship game for LeBron James's youngest son. This incident, trivial at first glance, soon became a lightning rod for debate. If a championship truly holds weight, wouldn't the athlete at the center of the celebration be there, shoulder to shoulder with her teammates? To many true fans of the game, the answer is a resounding yes.
Unrivaled championship that I didn't even think to attend. She went to LeBron James's youngest son's high school state championship game. If this championship mattered, she would show up.
Missing not just the decisive game, but also the final two contests of the playoffs, Reese's actions raised serious questions about her commitment to the team and her understanding of what it means to be a champion. In today's digital age, where social media can transform a fleeting moment into an everlasting narrative, the absence of one athlete can be blown out of proportion. Media outlets and social networks rushed to protect Reese's image, hailing her as the MVP of an unrivaled championship. Headlines were filled with praises: a national championship win at LSU, accolades as the defensive dynamo of the WNBA, and now a championship in the newly minted Unrivaled League.
Unrivaled that virtually no one watched. People immediately took to social media and Twitter and started posting, look at what Angel Reese has accomplished. She has
Yet, a closer look reveals a disturbing discrepancy. None of these accolades were earned on the court in the moments when they mattered most. Reese's team, known as the Rose, had to fight tooth and nail in a 3-on-3 tournament, a format that, compared to the intensity of traditional 5-on-5 professional basketball, hardly carries the same weight. The championship for many was little more than a glorified exhibition game. Still, the narrative quickly escalated. Social media platforms, particularly Twitter, became a battleground of opinions. Fans began posting celebratory messages, recounting every past achievement, and suggesting that this tournament win was as significant as any NCAA or WNBA title. But one has to ask, does skipping out on the decisive moments really make one worthy of such praise? To understand the controversy fully, it's essential to examine what a championship truly represents. In every sport, the title of champion is not given lightly. It is earned on the court, forged through sweat, grit, and teamwork. When athletes like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron James lead their teams to victory, they are celebrated not just for their individual skills, but for the fact that they were there in the arena, making plays that decided the outcome. Their presence was the catalyst for victory. Now imagine a scenario where a star player sits out the final moments, missing the chance to seal a win, and then expects to be celebrated as the linchpin of the victory.
The rebounding queen of the WNBA. Now she has a championship in the Unrivaled, and she's Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, what an accomplishment.
The notion is ludicrous. It undermines the very foundation of competitive sports, where every participant is expected to contribute, especially during the crunch time. Yet, this is exactly what unfolded with Angel Reese. Instead of being present and contributing during the playoff push, she chose an alternative path, one that relied on digital presence rather than physical contribution. In an era where social media narratives can be as influential as the game itself, the story of Angel Reese's championship became a perfect case study in manufactured hype. Traditional media, in a bid to keep up with the 24/7 news cycle, often falls prey to the allure of a sensational headline. When a player of Reese's caliber is involved, the media's instinct is to build her up, sometimes even when the facts don't support such elevation. Every time Reese's absence was mentioned, Her defenders rushed to paint her as a misunderstood hero, someone whose contributions went beyond mere court appearances.
Full season highlights! Let's get it! This is my MVP, everybody, right here. She didn't win it, but she should have. Bang! Did, however, win Defensive Player of the Year. I would have given it to the rim.
They argued that her presence in the digital realm was as significant as a physical performance. However, this argument is flawed. The fact that prominent players like A'ja Wilson, Kelsey Plum, and Caitlyn Clark were not part of this tournament further underscores its shortcomings. In a truly competitive environment, the highest levels of talent are drawn to championships that carry real stakes, championships that command the attention of millions, and feature the kind of high-intensity play that defines professional sports. The absence of these key figures leaves the tournament looking more like a sideshow than a legitimate championship contest. One cannot ignore the role that social media played in shaping the narrative around Angel Reese. Platforms like Twitter became echo chambers where supporters and detractors alike aired their views. Some users celebrated her as a champion, citing past accomplishments and emphasizing that she had added yet another trophy to her collection. They compared her feats to those of celebrated athletes, arguing that her achievements in the Unrivaled League were on par with more prestigious titles. However, this rush to judgment reveals an underlying issue: the conflation of media narrative with on-court performance. When an athlete is not held accountable for their absence during critical moments, it creates a dangerous precedent where image and hype can override actual contribution. Fans may be eager to celebrate every highlight reel moment or viral tweet, but such celebrations do not accurately reflect the work required to secure a true championship. Critics of the narrative argue that if this championship was genuinely significant, Reese would have been on the court, orchestrating plays and leading her team. Instead, her decision to participate via FaceTime, a digital substitute for the visceral excitement of in-person competition, calls into question the legitimacy of her title as champion. In the eyes of true sports aficionados, actions speak louder than words, and no amount of social media posturing can replace the adrenaline-fueled intensity of game time. This incident, while focused on one individual, raises larger questions about the current state of women's basketball. The sport has made significant strides in recent years, with rising viewership and increasing recognition of the incredible talent on display. Stars like Caitlyn Clark have become household names, reshaping expectations and challenging outdated narratives about what women's sports can achieve.
It's from the best player on this account only, right here. Bang! Oh yeah, you gotta see this one. This is a personal favorite. Hand-eye coordination, the footwork. Bang! Another fan favorite, wide open.
Yet, the controversy surrounding Angel Reese serves as a stark reminder that media narratives can sometimes overshadow the hard work and sacrifice required to succeed. It highlights the pitfalls of relying too heavily on a media-constructed image, rather than on the authentic performance of the athlete. In a league where every point, rebound, and assist is scrutinized by a passionate fan base, there is little room for theatrics that fail to deliver on the promise of excellence. At our Sport Pulse, we are firm believers in celebrating the true essence of sportsmanship, a commitment to excellence that is demonstrated through performance, not through social media buzz or headline-grabbing moments. The situation with Angel Reese challenges us to rethink what it means to be a champion. Is it enough to simply have a charismatic personality and an impressive highlight reel? Or must one also show up, take the court, and contribute when the pressure is at its highest?
Championship, Chelsea Gray scored 30-some-odd points last night in the championship game. This championship that Angel Reese has added to her trophy case that she didn't even play in.
In every sport, accountability is key. When athletes are celebrated for their contributions, it's important to ensure that the accolades match the effort and commitment required to earn them. The case of Angel Reese reveals a troubling disparity. A player celebrated as a champion despite her notable absence from the decisive moments of a tournament. This discrepancy not only undermines the credibility of the accolades, but also sets an unhealthy standard for future athletes. Imagine a scenario in another sport, say, football or baseball, where a key player misses the final minutes of a championship game, yet is still hailed as the hero of the victory. The reaction from fans, teammates, and critics would be swift and harsh. In professional sports, every player is expected to be present for the defining moments of a competition. To fall short of that expectation is to fundamentally miss the point of what a championship represents. The argument put forth by some supporters that Reese's contributions in previous games or her off-court efforts somehow compensate for her absence does little to change this reality. Championships are not won on the basis of past achievements or digital interactions. They are earned in the heat of competition, when the pressure is at its peak and every second counts.